You're watching Suckprofessor. Hello, everybody. It's me, Hank. I'm joined by...
James.
Hey, the band is back together. Talking TV shows. Westworld. World. Episode 1, Season 1. What is this one called, James?
The original.
No, wait. Oh, that's the name of the thing?
Yeah.
The original. Fuck, I should have looked that up before.
Yeah, you're thinking of a 1973 one movie?
So this is a remake of an old show?
It's a reimagined concept of an old show. So an old movie, I should say.
Okay. Oh, it was a movie.
I think it was a movie, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Battlestar Galactica.
Kind of, yeah.
All right, good. Let's get into it. So, well, hold on. Just pause for a sec. We are going to spoil the fuck out of this thing. We have screenshots of the entire episode. We don't know if this is legal, but we're hoping it's not.
It is not. It wasn't my idea.
Yeah, it wasn't James' idea. Well, let's take. We did this for Game of Thrones Season 6. People loved it. We wish we could do this for every show on TV, and we should probably, because you know what? The world deserves greatness, and they deserve you and me, buddy.
Yeah,
High five.
Yeah, and we should mention Game of Thrones is something where we know the characters. We knew the characters.
Yeah, we know the characters.
But this one is different. It kind of flashes back and forward. It retreads old ground. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do this one shot by shot and remember exactly what the crux of the conversation was in every scene. But we're going to try.
Let me summarize what James just said. Forgive us our mistakes, oh viewers. And I'd just add, like, we don't know any of these characters. Brand new world, brand new stories. So we are going to get some of it wrong. We're not trying to, but correct us in the comments. Be cool. Don't be a dick. We're not trying to. God damn, James. Some people are fucking monsters.
Yeah.
You say that Gandalf's name was Jandalf, and suddenly they send a mob after you. It's outrageous. So all right.
This is all my dad. He likes to comment.
Mostly James's dad. I told you never should have sent him that IBM PC Junior. All right, guys, let's do this. Fuck yeah, I'm fucking excited. Westwood world. Here we go. So the season opens. We open up with the man taking a bath in a milk. That's the worst thing you could ever see in your cereal. Ah, shit. So there's the logo. West W. Blah blah blah. We don't know what's going on. Black screen. I came into this knowing nothing, didn't even know it was made by Jonathan Nolan.
Yeah, if you know anything about the 1973 one, you have kind of an idea of what's going on already.
Well, I didn't have any idea.
Okay, but so some people will.
Probably, I would bet the 97% of people are going into this as blind as I am.
Okay.
Other than maybe having seen more of the commercials than I have seen, because I tried to avoid the commercials. So, but we'll do it. We'll do it. All right. So we open up on a girl. She's in a dark place. It's the future. She's in a business.
Looks like it.
There's lights, and she's in an office. And now, of course, already I'm thinking, fucking titties. I gotta blur out the goddamn titties, or put a black box on them. This is the worst part of this YouTube channel, James.
Yeah.
Why are we doing a porno channel? So we come in on, okay, good, no titties. There she is. We're gonna see a lot of this face. Get used to it. She's sitting there looking sad. Camera pull close. Oh yeah, the fly.
Right. I was thinking it was gonna go in her eye, but it did not.
You mean like penetrate the eye?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because that would just be creepy.
I was hoping her tongue would come out and just slurp it off the throat. I almost forehead. Yeah. The opposite of the throat. So, but the fly's kind of crawling around, very CGI. I mean, come on, HBO. This is first impression town. You gotta pay a little money for the fly shadow. What, they didn't pay the bill? Come on, the fly looks like shit. Look at that. That's totally okay. I'm
if you get enough of them, she can have a unibrow.
Enough flies?
Yeah.
You mean like if the flies formed a row?
Yes.
That's so funny. Oh my God, James, you killed me. You killed me. I want to end the video.
Which also sucks at putting lipstick on.
Yeah. James, that's 2 home runs in a row. Dude, I can't beat that. I want to, seriously, it's not going to get better. It's not. I love that. She's also got lipstick all over her tits. Okay, so the fly crawls around, and this is where, humans have a natural aversion to maggots, flies, and poop, which are the 3 components that make up a fly.
Right.
And obviously this is supposed to make us uncomfortable, realize, hey, this chick might not be a human lady.
Right. If you didn't know anything about the original movie, you come into this thinking, oh, this is someone in an interrogation chamber. This is someone who is, just being spoken to. This is a normal person. But as soon as the eye and the fly collide, something's up.
Yeah. When worlds collide, the fly will ride the eyeball. Right off the bat, though, they don't waste any time getting to this. So the fly's crawling around in her eye. That's pretty fun. I was kind of hoping she would blink, and then like, how women wear those eyelashes?
Yeah.
What's up with those?
They're called fly catchers.
That's what I'm saying. They look like. I believe that really attractive women with the giant eyelashes, like newscasters and stuff, and I think that they catch flies with their eyes, and then they absorb their nutrients slowly over several weeks.
Venus flytraps, yes.
Yeah, that's how they survive. That's how they stay thin. So then we cut to, whoa, what? She's in bed somewhere. Hair's looking nice. She wakes up. She gets, put on my blue dress, grab my chair, folding chair, or something, whatever. I don't even know what that is. What do you think that is, James?
I was thinking originally that was something she put down to milk a cow with or something, but maybe I'm wrong.
Boy, no, you need a small stool. Come on, dumbass. Haven't you ever milked a fucking cow?
Nope.
Me neither, but I've seen it on YouTube before I go to bed every night. So she walks out.
Oh, good job.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, James. This is not. It's not. Fuck off. Don't judge me. So she's smiling. She's walking out. She's like, things are good. Good sunlight. Good day. She walks out by a guy. Hey, Daddy, how you doing? What you doing? What you doing, honey? I love you.
Yep. Remember the names?
Daddy and the daughter.
Dolores and I think was it Peter Abernathy?
Yes.
I know it was Abernathy.
Oh yeah, the Abernathy. That's right. Their original last name was Clitoris.
No, I can see where they changed that.
Yeah, that's a Seinfeld reference. Her name was Dolores Clitoris.
No,
and before that, it was Frenulum. So there she is. He goes, oh no. He goes like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm gonna go to town. I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah.
So then now we see some land and some landscapes, and cut to a scene we'll see again. This will come up. What's it? A mechanical device. It's a player piano. Who's the player? We'll find out. What a metaphor. Also, Kurt Vonnegut, player piano. It's a metaphor for how machinery replaces the usefulness of men.
Yeah.
Kind of like every fucking story since Kurt Vonnegut came up with it. So now we're on a train. Something's going on. We're heading somewhere. We're not sure where. Obviously, they keep showing this guy, so he's obviously important.
Yeah, I thought this was the main character to begin with.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I thought this was someone, because I kind of knew what the story generally was. I thought this was someone who was not on the inside, but was on the outside coming in as a participant to this kind of stuff.
We didn't... Yeah, they don't make it obvious.
It'll make more sense as we go on.
Yeah. I see exactly what you're saying, though. We don't know who he is, but you kind of made to think that he's well, they don't really... So far, we haven't seen a fly crawl around on his dick.
Exactly.
So we have no idea. All right, so then back to the landscape, player piano. It's obviously Western. There's an old train station. That says Black Beauty. Black Box. Black something. I bet you... This is the kind of show, though, that I think there's probably lots of little clues in one shot to the next, because you end up in the same scenarios a lot.
I've got conspiracy theories already.
Already?
Yep.
I have one. Let's get to it later.
Okay.
Because it'll come up. I love... James has the best conspiracy theories, everybody, because he's crazy. He's a nutcase. All right, so that's there he is. That's Seth MacFarlane on the set of A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Kind of does look like him, yeah.
I know, that's what I was thinking the whole time. But then we got some more people. They're getting off the train. They're like, wow, look at this place. It's so real. That's amazing. So now, okay, he walks into town. Look around. What do we got? We got some words. We got people. We got trucks. McIntyre. Obviously, this is a precursor to Macintosh.
Yep.
I saw the Steve Jobs movie. The guy's a fucking asshole. Yeah.
I was thinking this whole time, like, have you ever played like Red Dead Redemption? This feels like the beginning of the game.
Totally.
Yeah, because you get off a train, you see this new world. It's the wide shot. You're walking in.
Well, and we already have the contrasting environments of where she wakes up naked in the future with all the lights in the office, and now we're in a Western. So we're supposed to be thinking simulator, robots,
and I was thinking like this
is simulated people.
Yeah, and I was thinking this is player one. This is the actual person coming in.
This is a video game channel.
Yeah,
I'm not telling you. I'm telling the people who don't watch our video games. Mostly we do video games here, and my video game dick got real, clicky. PS4, and I was like, whoa, video game show, fuck yeah. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a future world. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, look look, it's the guy who sold Mr. Ralph Macchio's dad to Mr. Miyagi.
Somewhere
who am I thinking of? Hold on, who am I thinking of? Not Mr. Miyagi, the Gremlin. I
don't know what his
name is. The guy who sold the Gremlins to why did I say Ralph Macchio?
I don't know. You think Karate Kid?
Yeah, but I'm thinking about the Gremlins main actor.
He wasn't in the Gremlins.
I know. All right, we both just crossed our streams there. My fault. I'll take the responsibility. But look at him. Look at that little old man face.
Yeah, that somewhere in the world someone's got that same freeze frame up saying, yeah, that's me right there. That's me.
What do you mean?
The guy in the wagon.
Oh, in the world.
Yes, in our world.
Oh, in our world.
Yeah,
you mean the extra who played this
the
old
extra's
man?
probably very proud of that.
Oh, yeah. I bet he is. If I was in an extra, I would do that.
That horse is doing the same thing, too, in the stables. That's my butt.
Yep. I was an extra in Schindler's List.
Nice.
I played the little girl in the red coat. So there he goes, puts his hat back on and walking through. Busy street scene. There's all kinds of stuff. He's walking. We come up. Oh yeah, this old part.
Yeah, screwing with the old man with the scorpion.
There's an old guy on the ground, all busted up. Okay, and then the kids come by. They take off his hat. There he is. Look at him. Oh no! And they put a scorpion on his head. This reminded me of my childhood. My brothers and I, we used to capture poisonous animals and insects and find hobos with alcoholism, and while they were passed out, we would take off their clothes and make sure they got bitten by poisonous bugs.
Well, venomous.
Poisonous.
Okay.
Are you going to argue about venom versus poison?
Maybe next episode.
Hey, howstuffworks.com, everybody. Not even our sponsor. I know there's a difference. One of them fucks up your blood, the other one makes your eyeballs turn into glue. All right, so the kids are murdering an old man.
And I think the whole point of this is it's kind of showing you that it's a lived-in, it's a real, vibrant, moving, human, organic world.
No, I mean not just maybe, but definitely. But here's my maybe. I think that this old man is going to be like somebody important later on.
Okay.
That's my first theory. I came up with it literally when I started the sentence, so probably bullshit. So that guy's walking around. He sees a lady. There's a lady with an umbrella. Blah blah. Oh yeah, he bumps into a big guy. Walks by. That's right here. I kind of missed the moment. This dude was very large, and he just kept going. Are these guys wearing some Indian garb?
Yeah.
They wandered in off the set of that Adam Sandler movie that was racist.
Oh, yeah. And I was thinking the whole time when he bumped into this guy that he didn't seem all that worried, because I thought, okay, yeah, this guy, he's coming in, he's paying to be there, he's a participant in this virtual or fake world.
Newcomer.
Yes, newcomer. I thought he was a newcomer, and they'll define that term a little bit later.
Yeah.
But that he was, it's like, okay, I bumped into this guy, he's not real, no harm coming to me, I'm here to have fun.
Yeah.
That's it. So I'm still in the mindset this is player one in our video game.
Okay, fair enough. And as we both know as video game players, pathfinding is sometimes problematic.
Yes.
But it looks like they've got it mostly worked out, because there's not a lot of scenes where they just stand there and point at each other and go, would you like to check out my inventory? Would you like to check out my inventory? Or wares? Okay, sorry, I'm wasting time. So he walks by. Okay, there's a guy. Keep going, smiling. This guy here goes, hey, sir, and this actually is like a player one moment, because I'm thinking, so you enter this world and then you kind of choose a mission.
Yeah, this is your optional side quest.
You're basically at Disney World. Which ride do you want to go on? And this is sort of like the way you start up a ride. Optional side quest. Yep. I told you guys, James is so funny. I don't think I said that. I think I said you were crazy.
Yeah. That's true too, though.
I'm sorry, but I take that back.
Okay, I'll earn it again.
He's really crazy, people. I'm whispering. All right. So they gave him a little, hey, dude, come over here, everybody. And that's the black guy from Blazing Saddles, by the way. And he's like, no, thanks, I'm good. No, it's all cool. All right. And then so he goes into the bar, orders up a shot, and the guy's like, you don't look like it. He goes, well, it's better in my belly than in a bottle, or is
yeah.
We're gonna get the dialogue wrong, but all right. So he takes a sip.
And it's an important thing to go back, like two scenes right there.
Yep.
Burn that face into your memory.
Okay, burn this into your memory. All right. Let me just do something here. I'm gonna go back even more, James, and there he is.
No,
that's him.
It's not him. I see the resemblance, but
what do you mean?
It's not what I meant.
Oh, look, he has a scar. He has an eye scar. All right. God, thank God our eyeballs are like kind of sunken in, or else when you get cut in the face, your eyeball would pop. All right. Okay, so yeah, burn that face in your memory. We might see him later, or will we?
We'll see.
We'll see. So let me get the mouse out of the way. All right, so this chick comes up. She's kind of sexy in like a automaton kind of way.
She's a prostitute.
Yeah. Well, James, you had to go there and insult her. I was going to call her a woman of dignified sexing your man part. So there it is, and he's like, I'm good. It's okay. I don't want to catch a virus.
It was something like, I'd rather earn my woman's affection than pay for it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He doesn't want to get any malware.
Right.
So,
which again, goes to solidify the fact that this is probably our main character, because he's being propositioned by all these moving parts in this world.
Like, if he's in the world, if he's one of them, then why would they be propositioning him? That's
it's like they're all putting on a play for him.
Yeah. Yeah. And so this lady, she's like the older, wiser prostitute, and she's like, oh, you fucking guy, what are you doing?
Oh, she's like, oh, you're always paying for it. The only difference is our prices are up on the wall.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, James. Yeah. Damn, I'm so glad you're here. And he's like, oh, fool, she got me. So then he sees the chick in the blue dress, and she's walking by, and he goes out and he chases her down, and he's like, oh, hey, and he comes up. Oh, the can rolls. Oh, this is a sliding doors moment. She's like, sometimes the can rolls off and your whole life changes. And then so he picks it up, he gives it to her, and then she recognizes him and goes, oh, Walton Goggins from TV's The Shield. That's a reference to an actor, James.
But she says, you came back. And he goes, oh, I said I would. Which, again, makes me think, okay, this guy has been in this world before. He's visiting again. He's taking another ride on the roller coaster. And, again, player one.
Player one, yeah. Wow, you nail it. You're nailing it, calling it player one. You're the original. So then she's like, okay, come on. And he goes, this part annoyed me. I don't like sassy romance, okay? She goes, oh, well, you can catch me, get on your horse real quick. So now we have a horse race.
Which I believe was another mission in Red Dead Redemption in the very beginning. Teach me to ride the horse.
Well, a tutorial.
Yeah.
So she goes, press forward to make your horse go forward.
Tap X repeatedly to go faster.
Hold down LB to strafe.
Yeah.
Hold down RB to strafe. Go to Arby's for lunch. Yes. So then she takes off on the horse. I mean, James, I've flirted with women in my time, and I've always hated it when they get in their car and drive off real quick. So there she goes, and he jumps into his horse, and bam! We have a fun cinematic lover-dover horse running around. This is always where you get a, because nothing gets the gonads more fired up than bouncing them around on a 400-pound animal. They weigh more than that.
Okay, yeah.
Don't they?
I assume.
Sounds about right.
Muscle weighs more than fat, and they're very muscular.
Yeah, you never see a fat horse.
Well, I've seen fat horses. I was attacked by a fat horse, but that's a story for another time.
Of course you were. James has a story about how a goose shit in his mouth because he was in the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
That was a bad time.
Oh, God. James, I'm telling you, you got to write your memoirs, especially with the way you eat. Jesus Christ, enough pizza to kill a fucking James. So then they park and they go, okay, all right. They talk a little bit, and she's obviously glad to see him. Oh, that's right. He's confused about how they get all the cows to go the right direction.
And
they're looking at this cattle.
Yeah, and she's like, sometimes I forget you dress like a cowboy, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which again makes me think player one. He's from the real world. He's coming back. He's a city guy. He's not part of this world.
Revealed his ignorance there for you. That's information because he didn't know. And she goes, "This is the Judas cow."
The Judas. Is that the one that betrays them or something? Or
no, that's the leader cow.
But Judas is.
I don't know any Bible. I'm not one of those people.
Judas was the one who betrayed Jesus.
Oh. The one with the salt? Is he the guy who spilled the salt?
No, I think he was the one who was like, I betray you.
I betray you, Jesus. I thought that was Gandalf.
Yes.
Wait, what? Who's the guy who spills the salt at the Last Supper? By the way, they call it supper.
Someone spilled the salt
at
the supper?
Only creeps call it. It's called dinner.
No.
If I asked a woman out to supper, hey, you want to go get some supper?
That's what my dad calls it.
Well, he's not out hitting on women who live in L.A.
I would hope not.
Also, they don't like being asked out to dinner either.
Yeah.
They run off on their horse. So, there's in his Last Supper, there's a salt shaker that's spilled over, and that's like the symbol that the guy in front of by the salt is the one that fucked over Jesus.
No, I didn't know that.
I might have just made that up. Honestly, I don't know. Let us know in the comments, everybody.
I thought it was the guy with the turkey baster.
Yeah, it's actually the two kids with the scorpion on a stick.
No.
They took off Jesus's robe. Okay. So they go in, they get real close. It's just starting to feel real sexy. He's a handsome guy. She's a handsome gal. Cowboy, cow lady, ready to fuck. But no.
So they're getting closer to her home, and she says, my daddy's not going to be happy to see you.
Yeah. You got to impress the dad.
Yep.
I had a girlfriend once. Her dad loved me. Suck it. So then I dumped her, and it was horrible.
And then you went with the dad. I got it.
Yeah, and then
classic story.
I had to dump him too because he turned out to be an automaton. So then we hear gunshots. So we run up. He goes, "You stay here. I'm going to be handsome and save the day."
And again, fearless, which makes me think, okay, this is him getting his kicks in this virtual world. Player one.
I got a lot of hit points.
Yep.
I upped my stamina and my vitality, and I'm ready to go into battle.
Yep.
But nope. Well, sort of. We'll get to it. He's got milk. This is the bad guy. We zoom up on him.
Is this Trevor?
Wow, from that shot, it really looks like Trevor. What's his name, the actor?
I don't know the name of the actor, but
he's also in the latest season of The Walking Dead.
Yes.
But he played Trevor in Grand Theft Auto 5, for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about. Might have been. I didn't even connect to it though. I kind of would have. I feel like I would have spotted that. But the dad's been shot. Oh no,
Mr. Abernathy.
Wow, I bet it is Trevor. I think
it is.
I think it is now. But I'm so surprised I didn't see it because he's such a visible.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the facial hair that kind of obscures it a bit for you.
Could be, yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong and it's not him.
Plus, I never looked above his neck.
Yep.
So he's holding milk. There's a lot of milk in this show. I still don't quite have a grasp on what that holds. Actually, I kind of have a theory. Actually, I know. Never mind. So then the dad, he shoots him and then he pours milk on him. Come on, that's a good waste of cow milk. Hopefully it's cow milk.
Well, he was upset because he was going to rob them and said, all you got here is milk.
Yeah, which is bullshit. And then he takes this. Oh, that was a weird move where he was pouring and then he put his mouth in the stream. You know, I've tried that, but I run out of urine before I can get my mouth in the way. And then, so he's got his buddy. Of course, you got to have a goon, and he's got the milk.
Yeah, that's Trevor.
Is it? Yeah, that's just it's Trevor's eyes. Is that okay? It's not his beard though, James.
No, I mean you can't change that.
So, okay, milky chin. Oh yeah, the guy goes. Or
beforehand, he says it's a shame that you took out the wife before we could use her, and he goes, I think she's still warm enough.
Yeah, that's
fairly horrible.
Yeah, I mean it's bad enough to rape a woman who's alive.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's worse. Okay.
Yeah, that's not to put any more thought to
that. We should move on. So the guy shoots him. Thank God. These guys are horrible. He walks up. He's confident. He's handsome. He's got a gun. He shoots both of them. This is kind of cool how the blood was mixing with the milk. I guess there's probably some symbol. I bet you that's a summary of the entire show in a way. Because I think they're trying to use this milk. This is obviously a deliberate choice. It'd be weird if they're like, Sunny D.
And the milk is exactly in the shape of Alaska.
That is, you're right.
I made you look.
That's totally Alaska.
I don't know.
No, James, you nailed it. You totally nailed it. All right, so we're pushing forward.
So he's now hit level 2.
Yep, he just had, and he gets to spend his new point on any ability he wants.
His skill point, he chose to the milk cleanup tree.
Yeah, the milk cleanup tree. Yeah, now he's researching, what's it, calcium?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. My mom used to go, milk, it's so important. I was like, are you crazy? It's bad enough I had to drink your milk. Now I got to drink some cow's milk? Get out of here, Mom.
Okay, so she's clearly upset.
Yeah, she rides up. She goes, Daddy, oh no. Oh, God, shit. Fuck, my dad's dead. This sucks.
Exact dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. And then who do we see? I didn't know he was in the show.
Okay, it's Ed Harris.
It's the guy from Truman Show.
Yeah, but the thing to know about this, though, is as soon as you see this character, there's something that people who know about the old Westworld should immediately catch on to.
All right.
And that's that he very closely resembles Yul Brynner's character.
Oh, Yul Brynner.
Yeah, Yul Brynner was I believe in the original one, he was one of the automatons that became self-aware or something and started going on a rampage.
Got it.
And he was the man in black. He was dressed that way, same facial structure, same clothes, same foreboding
menace.
Yes.
Yeah. So, he struts around confidently.
Yeah, so you know this is an important character as soon as he pops on screen.
Yeah. Plus, also, Ed Harris isn't going to be like a guy, dickhead number 4 who, gets his balls caught in saloon doors.
No.
So there he is. He goes, and she goes, oh, you fucking asshole! I hate you! You killed my dad! And she's mad. He hits her, and he recognized her though, didn't he?
Yeah, and he did say, Dolores, I've been coming here for 30 years. Don't you recognize me?
Right.
So when you hear something like that, it tells you a couple of things. It tells you, one, this guy's got to be a newcomer. This guy has got to be, and he says something about paying money to be here.
Yeah.
I think he did. Maybe he didn't.
I think he did, like for the amount that I spend or for. Yeah.
Okay.
But a couple characters said that.
Yeah.
But that's because they're world building. They want you to know that this is sort of a tourist destination.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to go too much into it, but I think there's a lot more than meets the eye to this guy.
Well, Jesus, of course. We're going to see more of him. We can definitely.
Yeah, I don't think he's just a normal.
No.
Yeah.
No. And he's central to whatever conspiracy theory, not conspiracy theories, they're not called that, but he's central to the theories that we're both formulating, I'm sure, because he's not a small character. Then he gives her the creepy, which is not worse than hitting her, but the touching her face slowly, that sucks.
And he does say, don't you remember me?
Yeah.
Which makes you think, okay, something about maybe the characters in this world have their minds reset. Maybe they don't remember what goes on, because it would make sense, because a new paying customer doesn't want to be saddled by all the baggage that goes on when paying customers ravage the world.
Yeah, like if every NPC in every video game I've ever played suddenly came back and was fucking going, hey Hank, remember one of those like a Koopa Troopa had a memory of me bouncing on his head. All right, so there she goes. He walks off, and as he's leaving, the guy comes out. And he goes, you don't walk away. And then they have this man standoff and like, I'm the young gun. He's like, I'm the old gun. We're going to have a gun shotter. Now this is kooky because his whole thing is this is the hilt. This is the bottom of the gun handle. And it's facing back. Like if you look at the other guy, that's how you have a gun near your hand. You're going to pull it out of there. You're going to... Instead, this guy, he's got to reach across, and it's a draw across your body. You don't. That's not a fast way to do it. Or if you did it with his left hand, the gun would be oriented the wrong, which I read as, oh shit, because this is where confidence is scary. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's handicapped himself, which means he's probably more dangerous.
Or maybe he just knows he's not going to lose.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Same with. Okay, I'm just gonna say what I should.
Yeah, I didn't notice that though. That's a good catch.
It's a great. Oh, hey, speaking of good catch, check out that screen grab. Yeah. All right. Okay, I don't know. Well, got nothing else to talk. So he shoots him, but nothing happens. It just kind of creates a little cloudy dust, and he's like, "Don't you know you can't hit me? Or you fuck off." And so he's obviously not worried. Doesn't flinch a bit. Just goes right through him, or I don't know if it goes, but whatever. It just goes away, and it's just a little puff of dust, and that's pretty much it. Then he walks up to him. He goes, "Here, let me help you." And he goes, "Good." And now, if I'm this guy, James, let me tell you something here. I'm pulling this fucking trigger. Yeah. Like even if the other bullets didn't do anything, and obviously your brain's probably wondering what the hell's going on, I'm still gonna blast his face.
Yeah, and
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and this is the part where I'm thinking, holy crap, is this guy not the main character? Is this guy not someone who's paying to be there? Is he really part of this world?
Yeah,
because he's being overpowered now for the first time.
Yes. Well, okay, yeah, you're right. And then he sort of hesitates and oh god, I can't do it. He crumbles to his knees. And then Harris like goes over to her and is like, "Yeah, he's not a man," or something like that. He grabs her. He goes, "You come with me, bitch. I'm trying to hurry up. We don't want to get these." Yeah,
he says, "I want you to struggle. I want you to fight because I paid for this."
Oh yeah, that's right. It's better when you do fight or something. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. But these reviews of ours, we aim for 45 minutes and they end up being 2 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, let's speed up.
I know. We're trying to. So he goes. So he shoots him a couple more times. He goes, "All right, fuck you. I didn't say you could take my girlfriend." And so then the guy turns around and blasts him right in the chest.
Which is the moment where you know, okay, this guy is not who we thought he was.
This guy here.
This guy, Teddy, we find out his name is not who we thought he was.
Because he's bleeding? Or he dies?
Right, because you assume a paying customer is not going to be able to be hit. We see the man in black cannot be hit, so we assume he's a paying customer. Had this guy also been a paying customer, he would be immune as well.
Very well said. Totally. Yeah. And so we learned that, okay, he's not player one. He is NPC number 144245.
And we also saw this character show compassion, love, emotion, everything. So it makes us think, holy crap, the people in this world are actually really like people. They have a whole range of emotions. They are not aware that they're not real.
Right. Yeah. And they die staring at the woman they love. Which is Ed Harris. So he drags her off, he takes her, and he's like, "No, my girlfriend." Okay, this shot was weird. I don't know if I agreed with this choice, but whatever. The guy's in there.
Closing the barn door.
Closing the barn door. James, would this be oriented the other way? Because our eyeballs... No, it wouldn't. I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know.
Not, like, you know how lenses make images upside down?
Yeah.
I guess they don't do 90-degree angles.
Probably not.
So, there's the eyeball. Barn door closes. What's this? Oh, James, it's the player piano again. Yeah, it's her.
It's Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day with a hotter girl than Bill Murray. So he's waiting. Now he's in the train again.
And you recall what this woman says at the front.
He's cute.
He's so lifelike. He looks real.
Yeah.
Which means that this train not only has NPCs on it, but also newcomers. As we know, the newcomers are the paid people who, the rich guys who come in to have an adventure in the Wild West.
Essentially, this is the helicopter in Jurassic Park.
Yes, to get the terminology straight, hosts are the NPCs, newcomers are the real people.
Yes. Newcomers are the paying customers, hosts are the
fake people,
as
you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I like that you mentioned Jurassic Park.
NPC, let's explain NPC real quick.
Non-player character for video game.
People who aren't video game players, non-player character.
Right.
Not Jurassic Park.
But Jurassic Park, do you realize who's behind Westworld?
Jeff Goldblum.
No.
Steven Spielberg.
Michael Crichton, same person who's behind Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a very common thing in his mindset.
A contained sci-fi...
Yeah.
An island of sci-fi where everything doesn't go according to plan.
Theme park where bad stuff happens.
Wow, great name. That would be a good name for a show. I wrote a show called Familiar Things. It's about copy machines and donuts and sadness and office chairs, and it stars a bald man named me.
Sounds like
and mostly I just stare at my boss and hope he dies. And All right, there he goes. And yeah, these girls kind of turn me on a little bit because I'm attracted to people that are smaller than me. All right, there he goes. He's off.
Taken in a really wrong way.
Oh, come on. I'm tall. All right, relax. So now we pull back. This is our first shot of a thing, and as you get further away, you realize, uh-oh, something's going on here. What?
And then this is like the Mount Olympus
yes.
shot from, what's that?
Raiders of
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
It's the gods standing around the arena.
Exactly.
Dude, I know. And that's huge. Obviously, there's like religious allegories about this. Are we gods? Are we maybe in our own simulation? Because people are starting to believe more and more that we're actually in simulations. There's all sorts of thinking about that. I think it's bullshit. But I don't know why you'd have wet dreams about your parents in a simulation. So then he pulls all the way back. And we're like, whoa, crazy! And now we kind of do the
Oompa Loompas.
Yep, these guys in the white.
Yes.
Willie, we've got a new candy. try to chew this jawbreaker, Willie. Willie, yeah, Willie Wonka.
Willy Wonka, yes.
For some reason, I thought his name was Charlie, but Charlie's the boy.
He's the kid, yeah.
Fucking Johnny Depp ruined that franchise. So there we go. We're walking through. This feels like the La Brea tar pits, to be honest. If you've ever been to Los Angeles' tar pits, they've got a bunch of big camels and fucking bones. There was a North American camel. That's true.
Okay.
It was as big as a fucking regular camel.
Nice.
And so, sorry everybody, I'm coughing.
Now, what are they putting into it right there? Are those his guts?
Yeah, that was weird.
I couldn't figure that out.
Because you'd think he'd be real careful, and he just is kind of like loading up like a car battery.
Yeah, it is like he's putting like a pumpkin in a trash can.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is like face. This is like skeleton's done. Now we got to add the guts and the bone and the body and the muscle, and now this is like because we move on and we see the finished horse. Like they're building them by hand, but I don't know. It's would they really be doing all? Oh, great.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah, or I mean, they have all this automation. You could do it.
Yeah.
You could 3D print that fucker.
Yes, we know right now this is not happening. And so these are not people in chairs with jacks in the back of their head like the Matrix. This is actually fabricated real things, just automatons and people.
Yeah, but these scenes we're seeing right now.
Yes.
Yeah, but these.
This shows us this. It's not a virtual reality. It is a reality that's augmented with automatons.
This is behind the scenes by where Cinderella and Snow White start having their smoke break, and you know Alvin and the Chipmunks take off their heads and shit. Right. So we're behind the scenes now, or so we think. James, there's my other theory. What if this is another layer of simulation? Season 2.
Maybe.
Could be. So, oh yeah, guy's doing something to a horse. Looks like he's, taking a sperm sample. I don't know how horses work. So then they're walking a horse around, and boy, they're really putting some effort into here, though. They got these cages. What the hell's with this curved wall? What is this, a skate park? So then, shit, fucking dicks. Fuck. That's right, I forgot about all these. I got to box out the dicks. Damn it. And then, when I saw this stuff, sorry everybody on YouTube, I know you want to see these gross dicks. Tits. It's the worst. Because I got to put a box on every single dinger in there.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I know. And then I realized, I was like, oh no. Oh, this was a bad idea. I got to box out a lot of dicks. It's hard enough for me to put on my own underwear, let alone block the rest of these dicks out of the world. So, okay. I was so glad when you don't see them.
Oh, I
Look
see
at it.
It's right there. Yeah,
we see his in the past. By the way, that looks like the Heaven's Gate leader. Okay. Keep going, titties, fucking, all right. Again, this is the only time in my life where I'm angry to see tits, other than when my mom goes skinny dipping. So there they go. But now we got cowboys, and this is sort of interesting, though. I really kind of like this whole sequence, though, because it's sort of like, oh, wow, it's like their place. It's very much like what you said, Clash of the Titans. They're really like kind of picking something, like a character off the wall, manipulating it, or
this is like the debugging station. This is the diagnostic. This is taking the car into the mechanic to make sure everything's going okay,
or prepping them for the first time or something. But yeah, like, because as we learned, they reuse them a lot, and you also learn that this whole system's been going on a long time.
Yes.
Which is interesting. And then this guy, I recognize him from...
This guy just escaped from the Hunger Games.
Is that where he was from?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's Jennifer. I can't think of her name. It would have been funny if I could remember. What was the main actress in that show? Hunger Games. Jennifer Love.
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Love Lawrence.
I was trying to make it fun. Went way too deep on a bad joke that wasn't even funny. Oh, so there he goes. She's touching herself, and he's like, "Ooh, cool." She's touching her lip in a memory or something.
Yeah, this is an emote or something.
They called it a reverie.
Reverie, yes.
Like reverie. And so they're in what you get the sense is that they're constantly fine tuning their behavior.
But they didn't recognize this one, so they mentioned that this is Dr. Ford's implementation, and we get the impression that there's a man named Dr. Ford who was the head honcho of this facility who does things at his own behest behind the scenes that they're not always privy to.
Yeah.
He's the genius behind the curtain.
As one would think, there's probably some crazy fucking guy that came up with the whole thing, and, you know... And so then they're like talking, like, oh yeah, look at her. She's you know, doesn't really know what the hell's going on.
And I
She's
believe this was the prostitute we saw before,
yes.
right?
Yes, correct. The prostitute that tried to get the guy to buy sex. And so she's cool. Boy, what a peculiar face. I mean, she's attractive, but she looks like Secrets of Nim.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, all right, well, fuck, she's a thing. And
but this is he basically saying these little tiny nuances are important because this is what makes our clients fall in love with these characters.
You know what, James? Your tiny nuances are important. That's why I'm in love with you.
Yeah.
So there they go. Titties to block out. Fuck. Yeah, she's totally like just brain dead because she's a robot. She's not a person. But she's not, I don't think. She's, you know... Oh, yeah, this part. The guy gets up and leaves, and she leans in and kisses her.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that was about.
Okay, what's your theory? She doesn't respond. The robot's just like...
That she wants to understand what she's working with, that... She herself has made an emotional connection with this character, even though she doesn't, you know, interact with the character when the character is vibrant and alive.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, either she's got this emotional, so this is gonna be like a sub story, like a B story for this particular actress on the left, and she's gonna start being lesbian out with the things or whatever the fuck, which would be great. I'm all for it. Or she is actually kind of like, well, she's hot, and I'm just gonna kiss her and see if I can provoke a reaction, or maybe they have a past. Maybe there was a whole thing that went on. Maybe she's been involved for a long time, right? Like she's like the guy's granddaughter or something.
Could be.
And then, but this was like she helped design her. But oh, I got it. She okay, on the left, she is a lesbian, and she designed her because this was a girlfriend who's her first love, and she recreated somebody she had original passion for, who is now a robot living as a prostitute in the West.
Could be.
In Wild Wild West, starring Will Smith. That's my prediction. That's a good prediction. That's what I'm going for it. Otherwise, because she's like, you know, it's like when your kid dies, so you make a robot, like Pinocchio or fucking My Life.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. That's not how that movie went.
Yeah. So we're almost like 5 minutes into this thing so far.
Yeah, we're like a third through. We got to keep pushing. No, James's time is running out. So then we walk down the hallway. We're back at the big room with the map or something.
Okay, and we know that she's like a director. She's an important person.
Yeah. She's
not like the tech guy. The guy from Hunger Games is a tech guy. So she says that, yes, these are your creations. These are yours. But the second something goes wrong, they're mine.
Yeah, he's more than a tech. I mean, he's like a top guy. Like, he's like a top tech guy.
But she outranks him.
Yeah, she seems to outrank him. She's sort of calling.
And you know that guy, right?
You mean recognize him from other stuff?
Yep, this is the older brother of Hemsworth's, of Liam and Chris Hemsworth.
Really? He's one of the Hemsworths?
Yeah.
Oh, is he from the Cedar Rapids Hemsworth?
Sure.
That's a reference to some joke in a movie somewhere. So there's a guy, and they're like, okay, well, we got to go get a thing. There's a guy in level 83, and I think I'm getting the right point. And he goes, okay, we're going to go get him. She's like, all right, yeah, go get him. I have no idea what they said.
Yeah,
so he's like,
Chipotle lunch.
Yeah, we're going to pick up Chipotle. What do you want? No chicken? Nah, fuck, she's going to tell me a bunch of shit. You know, guacamole's extra. And so they leave, and he takes off, and they go down this elevator, scuffed up. It's obviously been an old facility. Yeah, this is actually super intriguing. This presented a lot of questions. 83. What's 80? What's up to 82? 81?
Yeah, I mean, a sub-level B is usually a basement. 83 means you're going pretty deep down.
So they're in some giant facility. Now, this is making me wonder, are they in a world that's like destroyed, and this is just sort of a way of managing people? So like the Earth has actually been covered. Oh, you know what I mean? Is it like that far into the future, and this is just how people have been able to survive underneath all the ground? Because they have this, or it's built up over the layers of the planets. Like they're going to go down and they're going to find like Los Angeles buildings or Chicago or.
The only thing that would make me think that that's not the case is the fact that we know that they're in a real world. So unless they're under a giant dome with a devastation all around it, that's one thing. The second thing is that they're still wealthy people. There's still an economy. There's still a need for relaxation and you know. So it seems like there's still a civilization at hand.
Could be an underground civilization. I'm not saying that's my best theory. So then they go down and they walk out. All right, we got to try to push through here. This looks like Last of Us video game, by the way, everybody. They're in a mall. This seems like a mall or something. It does
look like that, yeah.
I don't know where else. Where the hell else are there escalators?
There's a lot of water being wasted.
Corporate offices and shit. Water. Oh yeah, there's a lot of liquid and it's always moist.
Water.
There you go. Waterfall. There's this thing. What did that says?
I thought that was going to be like it looks like the Universal Studios thing.
Delos. D. Is that a D-E-L-O-S?
Yeah, I was trying to read it. I couldn't make it out.
Hard to tell. But there's water. It's fucked up. They're walking around. Press a button on cold storage. It said cold. So then they open up this big thing. This is obviously a big reveal. I'm gonna have to block out a lot of titties. This is gonna be a nightmare. Scary as shit, by the way. Like, who could dicks and so like, yeah, you just have all these like, like busted down robots locked. This is like a high school computer lab from 1996. Just all these old computers sitting there doing nothing except instead of Apple II GSs, we're talking about scary robot humans. Oh, by the way, look, it's the mage from Game of Thrones, the one that lures Daenerys into the thing. So they walk up and they're looking for a particular. I keep waiting for one of them to wake up and do something, or like an arm or eyes to move. It's gonna be a horror film. But now we've got a guy and an old guy talking, and he's out of place. Cowboy. Yeah, he's all crusty. He's got the gross hand. He's got the the cowboy hair and these things, or whatever, gills. I don't know what are those. Oh, it's his jacket. And there you go. He goes, oh, I love old cowboy with the alcohol. It's kind of cliche or whatever. But then Anthony fucking Hopkins. Yeah. I haven't seen him since The Bear.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm so glad to see he's back.
Yes, we find out this is...
Turns out you can survive a bear attack.
Yeah, this is the revered Dr. Ford.
Dr. Ford!
I think it's Ford. I'm going to look that up just to make sure so I'm not getting it wrong.
Maybe it's probably chosen intentionally because of Ford Motor Company, like Henry Ford was the guy who built the car.
Yep, Dr. Robert Ford.
Bob Ford. His brother's name is Dave Chevy. So they do this thing, and it's kind of, he gives him sort of a cue, and he just shuts down. And then you hear like the, and so he's like, oh, he's our second oldest thing. He's
they mentioned he pulled this guy out of storage, and this is the genius behind everything. So he designed this guy a long time ago, and they're saying, wow, so far we've come. This is where you started, and this is where we are now.
Yeah, yeah. Totally. And so he's got some, that's what we do. We make things. He goes, oh, go to bed. And so the guy crawls into the sheet. He actually gets on a shelf behind him and he zips himself up. Now back to Groundhog Day. The girl's back. She's walking by. I'm trying to hurry up here, James. And Dad goes, where are you going, honey? She's like, I got it. He goes, make sure you do your chores.
And this reminds us that they don't have any memory from the last loop.
Yes, right, exactly. And also he has an Android Galaxy right there.
Well, I think they do say something before this point in the story where this says that they do retain the memories. They do not lose the memories. They're stored in their storage, but they can't access them.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds about right. And so, I don't remember what they said some shit. She's having a nice time, though. She seems to be pretty happy.
Yes, she says she's going to go into town, which is what she does every single day without knowing it.
Yeah.
Without knowing that she's done it every single day.
Every single day, right. And so then we cut to the train. Train's pulling up at the station. The guy gets off. He bumps into dude. It's a little rougher, a little more aggressive this time. And he's like, okay, I'll pick up my hat, you big fucking guy. But he tries to, then this dude's like, hey, come fight a guy. We got to kill somebody. Same dude with the beard and a scar. The black guy from Blazing Saddles. Thank you very much. And then they go. Oh, these two. But
he gets interrupted this time. Because, those are newcomers. He's a host, as we know now. He is a host.
Right.
And they want him as a guide. Because they even say that they remember him from last time. They're like, oh, this is Teddy. He helped me before. He showed me around. Yeah. Kind of stuff.
Also, guy this shitty looking could never get a girl this hot. Yeah. Let me just say that straight up.
Well, actually, I think she's one of the newcomers as well.
She's a newcomer. That's what I'm saying.
Right, I'm saying they're both newcomers.
I know. I'm saying a really beautiful woman doesn't pick a schlub like this fucking guy. This is not King of Queens.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's very expensive to go in here, so maybe he's got cash.
Money, could be. Money makes a man more attractive. I definitely would be getting more girls if I wasn't driving an 04 Subaru. If I had an 06.
Yeah. So this teaches us that the storylines that are set forth in motion can be diverted, can be changed based on the interactions of the newcomers.
Yeah. Yeah, they come in and exactly. And they make references to the different storylines. Because we get into like the guy who wrote it all or whatever. So then the hooker chick is like, oh, let's have sex. And she's like, no. And so this woman's doing her thing. I like that they got some Asians. That's always good because there's always Asians on vacation. They got a lot of money and there's a lot of them. I know that sounds racist. I'm just speaking statistics here. Yeah. Like, you can't go on. Okay. I'm not complaining either. It just gave it like a bigger, broader world feeling.
Yeah. There's something else going on. I think it was in this scene too that I thought was kind of interesting. And it was one of these anachronisms. Did you pick up on it?
I don't know what that word means.
An anachronism is something that is set in the past, but it has a modern feel to it. It's something that doesn't belong in the time period that it's set in.
Oh, no, what?
And there was piano music playing in the background of one of these.
No, but go. Tell me.
And it was that song, Black Hole Sun. Won't you come to wash away the rain?
Well, I noticed it later on, so I didn't pick it up in this scene.
And then later on, you hear Paint It Black.
The Led Zeppelin song, or
I thought it was the Stones.
The Stones, yeah. But I recognize contemporary music.
Was it the Stones or was that Jim Morrison?
I'm horrible at songs. Somebody will correct us.
The whole "I See a Red Door and I Want It Painted Black."
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, but totally the Black Hole Sun. Black Hole Sun.
Won't you come?
Yeah, dude, I know, and I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So but the thing is, like, in our future, music will get written, like. Some things from our time will become orchestral pieces. A lot of them already are. Like, there's a lot of Beatles orchestras and shit like that.
Yeah, because it shows that this world is being designed by people from our modern times, and that they throw these little things in there.
Yeah.
But these characters don't know that because they're hosts.
Right. But it's also music for the TV show we're watching, which is kind of weird. So, okay, so he sees the blue dress girl. He goes running off, but he gets distracted. This is the part that I think I don't know if those earlier newcomers. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So these guys, what do? They get in his way, and then he's not there to pick up the can. Who is it going to be? Gee, who is it going to be? Yeah. It's going to be the guy from the Truman Show, Ed Harris. He goes, hey, you fucking, here you go, here's your can. She goes, oh, mighty kind of you, sir. Oh, boy, you're so nice. And he starts saying creepy shit. What does he say to her? He's like, fuck, what a jerk.
Something like, I don't have time for you today, or don't worry, I won't be seeing you again today, which means he's not going to show up and murder her.
Yeah, he just turns into a nut. And so then he goes inside. The guy gets right up. I thought that was interesting. The dude just stood up. This dude here, this guy here. It's like the programming. Do you think? I'm wondering though, because do you want me to tell you my theory about who this is?
Yeah.
I think he's the other designer. I think he and Ford were partners.
Yeah.
And that and so because he's been in there 30 years. That's an important number. Somebody mentioned that we haven't had a critical failure in 30 years. That was earlier, I think. Yeah. I don't know where I'm losing it. So, do you have a theory similar to that or not?
Yeah, I was thinking that one potential thing is that he is a host. He's not really someone from the outside, but he's kind of gone Agent Smith on things like The Matrix. How he has outsmarted the system. He's circumvented security. That the people running the show don't even realize he's in there. That he has the influence and power that he does.
Interesting.
And that he's turned the tables. Or I was thinking the same thing like you were. That he's someone of equal power, influence as Ford, but he has motives that are in opposition to Ford, and that's why they turn a blind eye to him, because he's half owner of this whole thing.
Or he's so clever that they can't but you're right, they probably.
But there's something that happens a little bit later on that makes me wonder if he could possibly be a secondary person to Ford, because he does something like he's trying to understand, he's trying to figure out the whole.
All right. Yeah, and maybe he's sent to rescue the whole thing because this is an illegal operation or some shit like that. Maybe he's like the cop who arrested Michael Vick. All right, there he is. He sits down. This guy I didn't quite get his whole deal. He's just a dealer or something, and whatever the fuck. You'll see more of him later. So then they're riding. This is the newcomers. See, they're there, the hot wife with the fat dad and whatever. And they walk off. They're with their dude. We'll get through this one quickly. They come up on some dead bodies. They're gross. Yep. They've been dead a while. They're dusty.
This is part of a side quest. This is programmed. This is supposed to happen.
Yeah, side quest. or so this is the old poke the dead body in the chest with a stick move. Put a scorpion in it on its balls, and then he goes, oh, he's dead. He's definitely dead. And then they walk up. And now here's the thing where another one of my theories was born. James, he's like, oh, well, my wife wants to go back. It's before dark. It's going to get scary. He goes, there's bandits. We got to go find the guy. Because they're out like looking for bad guys. Now, here's what happens. As soon as the fly lands, he kind of goes into glitch mode. This guy starts glitching. He starts going, Mr. Jetson, I cannot, whatever. He starts fucking up, and his eyes starts moving around. There he goes. So I thought, and I don't necessarily think this theory is very good, that the flies are part of the infiltration of this system, that the people who are like the rebels, because it sounds like there's disruptions going on that are going to get worse throughout this whole world. Right. And that I think that the flies are used as surreptitious or clandestine messengers or delivery systems for like a programming, because why couldn't the fly contain a virus or something that changes the guy's behavior or fucks them? But then at the very end, that theory doesn't hold as much fly juice, so to speak. So let's keep going, James. I know we're running out of time here. My eyes all fucked up. I wonder if the actor did that or if that's just CGI.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh god, we gotta go back. Fuck this. We're going to the hotel. We're gonna go have weird hotel sex because it's so realistic. The beds suck. Now we see the dude back at the ranch.
Yeah, so to speed this part up, basically what they're saying is that something went wrong with him, something is not working properly.
Yep.
But they seem to basically say, okay, this happened when we did our firmware update on them, the reveries and things that got updated by Ford. This happened at that point, and he applied it to 10% of the population.
Yes.
And we meet this guy here. He's the writer for these guys, and he's very proud of what he gets people to say and everything. But that's basically the extent of his involvement in this episode.
There was also some math detective work there where they said 200 is 10%. Did you notice that? So that means that there's a total of 2,000.
Yeah.
And it took me about 45 minutes to work that out on a napkin. And there they go. She's like, okay, well, what the fuck? We gotta. And she's like, oh, you bitch. I don't remember. But, you know, like, he's a writer. We know his motivation. This guy wants to see his technology work, but he's also, you know, he's going to be the one who spots the problems. And but the woman's going to push too hard because she's sort of corporate. They've got their own motivations. It's all kind of interesting, though. I'm really curious to see where everything goes with everybody. And the cowboy just sitting there twitching with his fucking scalp. Yeah. So the whole missing scalp, I think we should pay attention to that because that comes back later. But did they cut off the scalp or did he? I think they cut it off.
They had to have, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we see that's sort of like the access panel for their behavioral program patterns and stuff.
Yeah. But maybe he turned up missing and because someone else came and cut it off before they found him. Which would be that's a big leap. That's a big leap. I don't actually think that's what's going on. So back to the world. They're in the thing, and we got some titties to block out here.
These are newcomers.
Yep, newcomers having fun. Yep. Got a handsome black guy, got a handsome white guy, and they're doing their thing. They're banging whores. They're having fun, smoking cigars. They're like, oh, we do some really crazy shit out in the woods.
Yeah,
and we'll have to use this guy as our guide. He'll help us get there, and he's weird. And all right.
Yeah, and you see that in this thing. There's the fly again, but it seems like when Teddy's pulled out of his main narrative, he kind of goes dumb and lifeless. He's like the automaton guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because the fly's not bothering him. He's sitting there, and he doesn't seem to even hear what they're saying. They're saying, oh, yeah, if we get bored by him out in the canyons, we'll just use him for target practice.
Right.
And he has no reaction to that.
Yeah, he's the guy going, I will buy your wolf pelts.
Yeah.
I will buy bear pelts. That's not exactly what they do. So, now this chick's by a river. I missed a shot there. But she's standing by a river painting horses and stuff. She's been watching a lot of Bob Ross on PBS. Really inspired. And this family comes up. They're there, and there's the family. They come up and they're like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, the horses are always here. I love them. And she goes, you want to check it out? Hey, come on, have a look. And she goes, yeah, come closer. And she brings the horse, comes over. Obviously, these horses are also robots.
Yes.
So they're trained up. And then she's like, here, give the horse a snack. And she's like, here, take a thing. But I really took a lot of screenshots, didn't I?
Yeah.
The kid feeds the horse an
apple slice.
Apple slice. That's always a big moment in a young man's life because those things look like they could bite your face.
Oh, they do. I've been there.
Or kick your parents' head off. And then the kid says something like, you're not real. Or he plants a scene.
You know he's a newcomer.
Yeah, he's a newcomer.
But
it
also doesn't affect her at all.
No. And she's like, I gotta go. And the innocence of a child, though, would be like, hey, like a kid's like, hey, why is your face all fucked up? Like adults don't do that to each other. So then we're back at the thing. This is the dad. He's at the thing. He's doing a ranching. I guess
critical moment. He finds something in the dirt.
What's this? A clue. It was glowing like in video games. And he picks it up, shakes it off. We don't actually see what it is, but obviously it's important. He's sitting there looking at it. His daughter comes home. Hey, Daddy, had a good day at work. Hey, well, check this out. And now what? James,
yeah, it's pretty messed up.
First of all,
a newcomer must have dropped it.
Let's start with the person. We haven't seen her.
Nope.
She doesn't look.
We assume this is someone because he has no memory of her because his memory gets wiped every single time. He doesn't know how it got there. I mean, this is like an alien artifact to him.
Yeah. And this is New York?
It looks like Times Square, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. And that looks like a Ford Fiesta. I have no idea. But that's a whole different set of stuff. So that presents all kinds of questions. Like, obviously, we're going to learn more about this scene and this person, but I don't really, who knows? Do you have any ideas?
No, I don't think this individual person is that important. I think it's just a catalyst for this character to have an awakening in a sense.
To realize there's some other shit going on out there. Okay, all right, well, let's keep pushing here. Oh, gotta click on the thing. Bam! Okay, so now she's watching him, and he's like, "Oh, this thing's fucked up. Look at this painting, this photo." And she, whatever, she whispers something into his ear.
What does she keep saying? He says, "What is this? I've never seen anything like this." And she keeps saying, "It doesn't look like anything to me." So at this point, she kept repeating that phrase over and over and over, which made me think either her programming is more intact than his is, or she's faking it or lying.
Or she might have some sort of like defense response programming
to
counter this when this happens. Okay, so he's like, okay, painting. He's there. Now
Tony Stark's house.
Tony Stark is here. This is Tony Stark's garage, actually. Yeah. That's where he keeps his Prius. So look, are they in the world?
Yeah, it makes me wonder. No one ever thought to look on top of a mesa. It's like, hey, what's that big concrete structure up there?
Yeah, this is that Star Trek episode. Who watches the Watchers?
Yeah.
But well, there's that point you just made. Are they in But the world does. The world exists. It does exist.
Yeah, yeah.
But we don't even know where this world is.
It's Westworld. It's west.
That's east of west.
Yes.
South of north.
Right.
I don't know. But like, is it even in the?
Yeah, they're smack dab in the middle of it.
All right. So this is on the surface of a real planet.
I would assume so.
Am I asking relevant questions or not? Am I getting ahead of myself? Let's get ahead of this lady who looks like that one actress who plays Macaulay Culkin's mom in that movie Homo Alono. So there they are. He walks by. The guy comes up. These two don't really like each other, but they're colleagues, you know. And she smokes. She's gross. He's skinny. He's British, I think. I don't remember.
And he's the writer character.
Yeah, he kind of came up with a lot of the storylines. They kind of made it seem like he's the only one, but I would assume they have a team, right? Like we have 14 writers that write this. You know, we're doing this. Yeah. This is all fully scripted, everybody. So she's like, "Fuck you, you're a dick," and he's like, "Yeah, well, you know, why am I here? I don't know why you're. What are you doing?" I don't.
Yeah, they sort of have like a really tense conversation where she says something to the effect of, "You're smart enough to know that something is wrong, but you're not smart enough to know what it is. What does that make your opinions worth? Nothing."
Yeah, that's right.
So I didn't fully understand what was going on here, but she...
Is this where it was proposed to take... She's talking about shutting down the new updated ones, because they said 10% have been updated. Is that...
Yeah, I think this may have been the part where they talked about that.
Yeah, because that's
back and
that's key. This is what something I was confused about for the second half of this whole episode. That's actually the we'll get to it, but like that's a big part of what comes up is this plan to pull back the update, because they're fearing that things are going haywire with this updated.
Yeah, and is this the part where they talk about, it's like, okay, well, what if we get rid of all the ones that are updated? That's 10% of people. That'd be like a narrative cataclysm.
Yeah,
it would kind of disrupt all the different storylines going on.
Yeah. So so they've got to solve this problem because I don't know if that was this part, but it might have been. So we'll see. But anyway, he walks off. She walks off, and she's like, "I'm gonna go buy some more cigarettes and slowly kill myself." So, oh look, James, hey, we've seen this before. It's the player's piano, player piano. And that guy's passed out. She walks up, she takes the beer off the table, or the whiskey. And
there's the bartender again.
Oh yeah, there's that guy. He's got, why do they wear these things?
To keep the heroin, isn't that what they do? The rubber hose?
Yeah, the vein out. Yep. I think it keeps the sleeve up. If you're a bartender, you don't want those sleeves dipping in the whiskey. Then you're going to catch on fire when you reach into your fireplace at night. All right, so there's the guy. He's leaving. He's like, "Oh, hold on, let me check your." And he's like remarkably compliant. He's like, "Okay," and then he just like takes money out of one pocket and then throws some shit on the table, and he's kind of a dick.
Was he trying to imply that the guy was stealing?
I think so. I think he's like an employee, but he was a robot. So
yeah, and this guy's walking away, and he goes, I'll cut your throat or something like that.
Yeah, he says something, but then he literally just slices open his throat, and he's like, why?
It almost like he gives the other guy the idea of what to do to him, because he's the one who said it to the bartender. He was just muttering under his breath, I'll cut your throat.
Oh.
And then he gets his throat cut.
Yeah, but this was this guy here, Ed Harris.
No, the guy who gets his throat cut was saying that about the bartender under his breath as he walked out of the bar, because he was upset about the exchange they had.
Right, but then how did Ed Harris hear that?
I'm guessing so. And he's like, hey, that's a good idea. I guess I'll cut your throat.
Maybe he is part of the software, because remember, he doesn't get shot. Bullets turn into dust. So he's like, oh, my robot blood. It just drags him off. And then, I don't know, where are we at now? We're back home, back in the thing. Who's this? What was that all about?
I don't quite recall that one. Is that the son of the programmer guy?
Yeah,
he's at work so often. Maybe he doesn't remember. Maybe he's deceased. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think yeah. So anyway, now we're looking at another naked guy. Okay, we're way off track here. Who the fuck is this guy?
This is another guy who had a malfunction.
Yeah, but do we recall who he is?
Well, he wasn't the guy who was on the trail who had his head cut open.
Yeah. He's
not Abernathy.
All right, well, let's just keep moving. Obviously, it's not.
Yeah, we'll remember.
Something happened in this scene. Sorry, everybody. We got to keep... Okay, so now we got a bottle of milk, and, oh, God, we've got some violence happening now. Shit has gone down. Milk being poured everywhere. Blood being spilled all over the wooden floors. Vintage, although back then it wasn't. And this guy's walking. These two are cowering over the side. It's terrifying.
And we see it's the same guy who was murdering the Abernathy family along with the Trevor character earlier in the episode.
Yeah, so he's back. He's alive. He's a goon. He's got a goon face. If you're an actor in Hollywood, you got to look either hot or like menacing.
But the interesting thing to me thing to me here was that it seems like he's pulling back from a past memory. Why is he going for the milk? What's with the milk? Because that was from a prior loop.
Yeah.
And it seems as though he's latching onto that. Like his programming is melding together.
Okay, I have a theory about that, kind of. This was a cool shot, though, where he drinks and then the milk comes right out of his belly.
Yeah, which makes you think that something's broken with him. He should be down on the ground.
But he was just in a big bullet fight.
Right, but I mean, he should be... His programming should tell him, okay, I'm dead now. I should not be walking around. I should not be exuding milk from my abdomen.
Well, okay, all right. Two theories we have to unpack here. First, my theory, which might be bullshit. They have a part of their body that loves milk because they were all 3D printed in those big vats of milk. But it sources back because the whole opening sequence is a man body emerging out of that white fluid. Mm-hmm. So I think that they're trying to do this as a narrative trick to be like, look, there's like these maybe that narrative trick is too generous, but like, look, they're these automatons. There's something about milk to them that is deep down in their being. Okay, James, explain to me what a soul is, okay? You don't know where we came from.
I came from Virginia.
Which is for lovers. But the other theory that you're talking about is he dead? But this is the moment. I think we glossed over the conversation before earlier with the two people, way back here. These two folks talking. I think is that where he presented his idea of making it a dramatic event that kills off a whole bunch of them. That's what the whole second half of the episode was.
Right, but I think that was a different thing. I think the dramatic event that he was talking about comes a little bit later. This was unplanned.
Oh, I think you might be right.
And I think this is kind of leading into the whole thing about how he's not fully wiped, how there's memories that aren't wiped are kept in reserves, but somehow it's bleeding over into the present now.
Totally correct. I withdraw my statement because the dramatic event was later, and it was the guy that looks like Noah Wyle.
Yes.
All right. So they drinking milk coming out of my gut. There's a tube from my mouth to my, between my nipple and my belly buttons. I mean nipples and belly button. All right. So then he walks out. Look, there's milk on the ground there.
And it looks like he's been doing this for a while. I mean, something is clearly broken in his mind right now.
Okay. And he's drinking lots of milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I had milk growing up as a kid, and it turned me into a psychopath for a while. Mm-hmm. So.
And what's he saying when he does this? You're a growing boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Sit on my face. So he sits on his chest. Pours milk in his face. That's demeaning and horrible. I was wondering if this is an actor, the guy laying on the ground.
Well, has to be.
Doing a good. Well, they could do a head. Doing a good job not reacting to having milk poured in your face.
Yeah.
I guess if you got it in his nose and they tipped him up a little bit, he'd be milk boarded, I guess. So there he goes, he's getting milk poured in. See, this is what I'm saying. This is the nutrients of life. Milk is, it's titty sauce. It comes out. It's what we all fed upon. We've been drinking milk since we were salamanders, since we were little tiny evolution organisms. I'm saying it's deep in. It's an allegory for survival. It's an allegory for the birth, for origins. It also goes great with Crispix.
Okay.
All right, so there he is. Crispix. You ever eat a bowl of Crispix without milk?
I'm not even sure what Crispix is.
It's fucking punishment. It's like Rice Chex, but for fancy people.
Ooh.
No wonder you don't know about it, you Virginia hick. Sorry, man. That was a little bit much. I'm sorry.
So I was wondering, when they turn these lights on, where did the lights come from? Did they just notice, hey, there's a big LED spotlight behind me that just happens to be off until they need it to be on?
Oh, you mean the hosts? Or everybody? Well, let's back up a couple scenes here, because we kind of, so these guys walk in and they're like investigating.
Yeah, and they freeze everything, and then all of a sudden they've got lights and spotlights on scene. It's like, well, when did that happen?
Well, we didn't see them set it up, but this is obvious. They froze them. The milk guy's done pouring, and they're just like checking it out. Like, all right, she's like writing shit down. She's like, okay, we got 6 milks. Got a hat there for throwing cards into it. We got some chairs and some. There's more investigators back there, but they can make these are the gods. These people.
Well, should we call them the creators or something? Well, we need a term for them, because we have the hosts, we have the newcomers, and then we have the guys behind the scenes pulling the puppet strings.
Park workers. I don't know what's a good phrase. We'll come up with something. We'll try to be clear though. We got to make sure it's clear. So the host, creator, newcomer, park rangers are walking. No, that's the worst. So these people, the real people.
The real people.
The Parkers. They're investigating. I'm just saying, I think they could make the automatons, which is not what they are, the androids, not notice.
Yeah.
Not notice the lights.
So the older Sarah Silverman's still taking notes.
I like this chick. She's actually really okay. So there they are. They're doing a thing. You're all like, okay, what's up? I don't remember at all, James. She's wondering what's going on with this guy. He's like, well, we got to get him cleaned up and put him back. And she's like, no, what are you, crazy? Is that right?
I think this is the part where they're talking about something seriously went wrong with this person. They think it's tied directly to the update. They're talking about doing a rollback, and I think this is where the idea of the massacre cataclysm comes about, because he's concerned this is going to screw the narrative up.
Oh, right.
You take one person out, the story can adapt. You take 200 people out, it's chaos.
Yes, this is the critical. Yeah, right. So before they proposed removing the updated ones, and they were like, "No, it's crazy. It'll screw." But this is the event that makes it necessary.
Yeah, and her justification was, I mean, okay, sure, I'll mess up the narratives, but it'll be action packed. The guests will love it.
Yeah, yeah. They came up with a kind of a cover event, which is what I mistakenly thought. All right, okay. So now look, we're back in the milk drink. Yeah. Look, James, this is exactly what. Oh God, a penis. Another penis. Jesus. This is a shot from inside everybody's womb. This is what it looks like on the inside. See, this buttresses my theory. They're born in... I'm not saying that is milk. I'm saying there's a white fluid something or other. Maybe it's
Elmer's glue.
Elmer's glue or another white fluid that...
let's not go there.
That everybody unfortunately encounters at some point. Let's see. More. Okay, so, all right, cool. But also, is this Leonardo DiCaprio's drawing?
Exactly.
Famous?
He did that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We are men. We are made to be in the Cirque du Soleil and roll around on giant rings and have really good abs. Speaking of good abs, look at this guy's ass muscles. Holy shit. Of course, Anthony Hopkins is just sitting around watching like some kind of perv. But he brings in and he goes, hey, check this out. Shit got fucked up. And what do you want me to do, boss? And he's like, I want you to watch this bone. This whole scene was cool, though, because they're showing this like 3D printer thing moving around. Kind of like a spider butthole weaving a web.
Yep. And this is kind of where he tells him in a very delicate way that we found out something went wrong, and it's linked to your reveries.
Yeah,
this is something you did.
Yeah, that's right. So that's cool. That's right. There's the machine putting in the tissues or whatever. Ah, that's what I look like without makeup. I love that shot. That is funny. That I don't know why. I feel like I could talk about. Okay, all right. Gonna be sleep talking about that later. All right, there he is. He's like, oh, my babies are all alive. And so yeah, fill in any details here, James, that you think of. Okay, back to the city or the park. There you go. Same thing. Okay. So, okay, this shot. All right, so a bunch of buckets of blood, and then we cut to this guy, and pull back on. Oh, look, it's evil Ed Harris, and he goes, I left in 3 liters or 3 quarts, and that's if you lose any more, you'll die. I just want to say, if you remove and fill up a bunch of blood buckets, you're going to spill. I don't care how much of a efficient robot you think you are. There's going to be blood splattered around a little bit.
You may have done the blood spilling a little bit earlier and then brought the buckets to this fancy plot of land.
Oh, okay. We'll just go with that. No, you're right. It's possible. But anyway, minor point. Doesn't matter at all. So Ed Harris is like making this guy... Well, what's he trying to get out of him, though? Then he runs up.
He kind of wants the guy. He wants to learn from the guy. He wants the guy to be his slave. He says something like he's going to use him to dig deeper into what's going on here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, he staggers off. I was hoping he would just go staggering off the edge just because that would have been emotionally challenging to comprehend. Or, it would have been good, cool. So the guy crumbles and comes over, and then we see this. This is kind of a cool shot. Sort of swoops around a little bit. Ed Harris comes up. He's menacing. He's evil. He's Ed Harris.
His gun's still going the wrong way.
See the gun. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a thing that it's also got a little hook for hanging up on his closet.
But do you think it could be? I mean, he's been doing this for 30 years, apparently under the assumption that he is still a newcomer.
I suppose, but so he seems to come and go as he pleases.
So you don't think it's a function of him not knowing how to put the gun in there?
No.
Okay, so he's well aware of that.
Yeah,
okay.
Even in that standoff way earlier with the handsome man, he slowly reaches his hand over. Like it's part of his menace. It's part of his design. So this guy's like, why me? I don't know what I did. He's like, fuck off. You're a piece of shit. I hate you. I'm going to cut your head off.
Yeah, so this is the part that makes me think that he is not a colleague of Dr. Ford. Because he wouldn't need to do this if he was, because he would already know the back room workings of these automatons. But it seems like he's trying to learn.
Okay. Go on.
Well, I mean, you have to go a few scenes further.
All right, yeah. Well, I have a response to that, was what I'm saying. So it comes up a little bit later where they show the scalp, which we'll get to. But I'm saying, I would say he could definitely be a colleague of Ford in one of the originals, but he's in there, and in order to access information, he needs data that's stored on their scalp on the end. It's not like he needs to. It's like he knows how it works. That's how he knew to cut off the scalp, is what I'm saying.
Robert, he would have clearance to get that if he wanted to. I mean, he wouldn't have to go behind the scene. Well,
perhaps not. Could have been taken away. Could be that something's gone wrong and he's trying to like maybe he has like amnesia, which I forgot I had once. So no, look, we're back in Groundhog Day. The girl wakes up. What's her name?
Dolores Abernathy.
Oh yeah, Dolores Abernathy. So she comes running out. It's a nice day. Oh, beautiful son. I'm a pretty girl. I got a pretty dad.
He's got the picture again.
Same dad. My dad used to do this with my report card.
Yeah, it's almost like he didn't even reset from the day prior. He's been obsessing over this thing since then.
Yeah, it's almost like computers don't realize that there's the passing of the day and the night cycle. They just sit there and they download porn for us as we want them to. She's like, Daddy, what are you doing? What the fuck? He's like, oh, what's going on? He's like kind of glitchy here, right?
Yeah.
And is he saying anything, or is
his eyes look kind of funky too?
Yeah, they turn that weird. Like, look how dilated what's the opposite of dilated?
When your
dilated,
dilate or constrict. Dilate is when they get big. When they contract, they are
undilated, pupilled, small. Yeah. So there's gotta be. Hey guys, let us know in the comments. What do you call that?
Yeah.
So she's like, oh shit, Dad's all fucked up. And he's acting all crazy. She's of course getting nervous, and she's gonna be she's the main hero of the whole show. Are we thinking that? Because she's gonna obviously she's on at the start of a long journey.
Yeah, and she's trying to find the reboot button now.
Yeah, she is. She's looking for it. It's in the back somewhere by the power cord.
She's like, oh god, my dad's Windows Millennium.
Windows ME.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Alice in Blunderland. I was thinking of a computer reference. That's not even it. And so he's like, oh, dumb intense. I don't know what he says. He whispers something. He whispers something. We don't hear it.
We don't hear it at this point, but they say it later on. And when they say it later on, I'm still not going to remember it, but it's something to do with violence.
Yeah, you're right. It was a quote of some sort of Shakespeare quote.
It's a Shakespearean quote.
Yeah, I don't even remember the Shakespearean quotes they forced me to memorize in high school in order to get out of that fucking place. So she rides off. She's panicking. She's running. It's no longer a sexy horse ride. It's a dangerous, urgent horse ride. Into town she goes. She swoops onto her thing. Oh, by the way, I think riding a horse in one of these fucking giant dresses would be tough. I feel like there's shit to get stuck on bushes and on this thing. That guy there.
And the bottom part of her dress would be completely covered in dust and dirt and grime.
Yeah, like you need... that's what chaps are for. They're like an extra layer of skin that leaves your butt exposed so it stays cool and you can poop without just too much hassle. So okay, hot hooker chick is what. Jesus Christ. So they run in, PJ O'Rourke. Okay, she goes, oh, there's the handsome guy. He's back. And she sees him. Oh my God, I love you. Your hair. I need your help. My dad's hurt. My dad's fucked up. And now we've got these folks rolling in. Now here's the event.
Yes, this is the programmed solution to the problem.
Yeah, although I didn't quite... This took me a long time to figure out until it was pretty much over. Well, I was like, oh, this is the thing that they're doing. So then player piano going, right? That's one of those roll things?
I think this is where it starts playing Paint It Black. Or was that being played in the real world? Or was that like I think it was the overture mainly. That was...
The OST?
Yeah.
Like for the show?
Yeah.
But it was that... Yeah, it was like that contemporary song. Although not anymore, but it was like our song. You know what I mean?
The first song we danced to.
Yeah. That's the song I want my dad to walk me down the aisle to. And there they go. They're walking off, and they're looking at him. They got the head things on. They're kind of mysterious. You don't know. And we pull back. Now we're in the mountain.
Mount Olympus.
Mount Olympus here. This is the, what did we call this? The something we talked about earlier. So they're like, oh God, let's see how this goes. And everything's happening. These are the gods.
Oh, and he's actually excited too because he wrote this big speech.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't wait for this guy to deliver the speech.
Yeah,
after he does what he does.
Yeah, this shot was cool too because it sort of zooms in. There's the town. This stuff sort of emerges out of it. I guess this is I guess it's kind of like a zoom in feature of the table or something. And then back into the town, these folks jump up. Hey, that guy, he's one of the sheriffs. He gets killed right away. Then this guy looks like Noah Wyle. You know, the star of Falling Skies on Amazon Prime Video. These are tourists. They're watching it. They're eating at a restaurant. You never notice that if you fall asleep at a restaurant, they kick you out. And you're like, but it says restaurant.
Oh.
Same with restroom. Okay, that's dumb. All right, so then this guy's dangerous. He's got a shotgun. He is trouble. Trouble is a brewing here, James. Also, he's got the cool bad guy horizontal chest thing.
Is that just so he can hold multiple business cards?
Yeah. That's so he also is in the band. He's a band director, or what are those baton twirling.
No, she was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, skipped right past her. Yeah, that's right. She had a fucked up face.
Yeah, she was missing an ear or something, like a burn or something across.
Yeah, she had one of those she's rough past faces.
Yeah,
and
pretty good shot though.
Yeah, he walks in, and they unroll this thing, which was filled with a shotgun. Did they have shotguns back then?
Is that a shotgun? I mean, it's a pump action shotgun.
Well, maybe. I think that's what I assumed. It's got this.
I'm not a gun
This
person.
looks like gun technology. It didn't exist in this era, although I'm not a gun expert.
Yeah, I'm not the one to confirm or deny that.
I have shot a lot of guns, but I don't know the fucking history. Anyway, there they are. They got guns. He pulls out a thing, and she just starts nailing people, and she's horrible. This is like a terrorist attack. She's just fucking shooting like crazy. Hitting them all. Good shots. So there's her little wacky eye. Or maybe she's related to...
oh, she's grayscale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the little girl from...
Is that like a snake skin hat?
I don't know. Oh, like a different texture there? Maybe, I don't think so. I think it's just a cool weave. So, no, yeah. She's related to Chakotay from Star Trek Voyager.
No.
Some people will understand what that meant. Boom. Take that. Lady running. Take that. Random passerby. Take that. Guy with gun who came out to try to stop me. Take that. Miscellaneous extras. Take that. Everybody else, boom, pow, cue. I was worried she'd shoot the horse. It's funny how you care more about animals than people.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like if she killed a duck, I'd be like, no, why did you kill the duck? You should have shot the baby. You should the baby.
You throw the baby in front of the duck to protect the duck.
It's funny, like, you know what? Like, you worry it. Like if she killed a child, you'd be like, there's a point in life where you don't give a fuck anymore. Like if it's puberty. Like, yo, you can't kill a kid, but you kill some asshole 15-year-old. All right, no problem.
You should have a party like when you reach the age when you're killable without remorse.
When you're killable. That's so funny. Okay, so the tourists are like, damn! They're having a great time. They're getting their money's worth because this is not a usual feature of the park. Everybody's scrambling around. Bartender guy's got his arms tied up. Does he get shot?
Yes, he gets shot.
Yeah, he gets nailed pretty bad.
But they leave the prostitute alone and just kind of walk up and start having a casual conversation with her.
Well, of course, James. You don't damage what's most valuable.
Well, he did shoot the booze.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, he doesn't do anything. Comes up. He's got his gun. He's looking mean. She's looking confident. She doesn't seem too worried. She's sort of been there, done that kind of attitude. And he takes... See, look, Noah Wiley. I'm telling you, man. And takes a swig. This guy and her show up, and of course, she's nervous about her dad. She wants to get back, but obviously this is distracting. Another guy comes running in. Take that, guy on a horse. Take that, stunt man. And he gets dragged off.
Oh, she shoots him like 12 times while he's being dragged too, which is kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
It shows her skill, but still,
sure.
I mean, come on.
Well, that's like in a video game when something crazy happens, and you're just like, oh, now's my chance.
Yeah.
But she's good at it. So the girl wants to run off, and oh, whoa, didn't notice this. Look at that face.
Oh, one eye is higher than the other. Oh, he's missing an eye.
Yeah, it's like not there. It's just
a
pocket filled with scar tissue and skin and a little eye hole.
Yeah, I would have missed that.
You could put a penny in there, like penny loafers. All right, so so she suddenly decides just to make a break for it, and he's like, no, what the fuck? And then she's running off. Of course, he gets shot. I'm too handsome to die. She's like, don't worry, you'll come back. But she freaks out now. Shit, the two men in her life are fucking one's at home having photo, seizures and shit, and now she's her boyfriend's dying.
Yeah, this is just weird. Does Teddy remind you of the guy who played the Phantom back in the day? What was it
I don't know.
The guy who dressed all in purple?
No idea.
Really? Okay.
Is that the Punisher?
No, the Phantom.
Oh, okay. No clue.
He was also in Titanic. He was the abusive boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I know his name. Handsome, tall, brown-haired dude.
Yeah, reminds me of this guy.
Yeah, a little bit. I know who you're talking about. The asshole boyfriend of Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
When he drew her tits, they just looked like stick figures with two balloons. That's why she went with Leo. Yep. Okay, so oh, by the way, this is the Scarface man.
Yeah, from the wanted poster.
The wanted poster. Why did it take me till just now to notice this?
It wasn't the bartender.
It wasn't But how did they know he was wanted before?
He must have been a character in this universe.
Like a bad guy?
Yeah, who just, whenever they need him to do something, they just have him roll into town.
Generic Scarface man. Okay, so he says some shit to her. She's like, look at me, I look like Noah Wiley, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I don't have any, maybe it is. That looks like no. I gotta quit harping on it. People are gonna get angry at me. Cool hat, cool stuff on there. That looks expensive. And, you know, then this guy walks up and they're like, oh, hey, but, what should we do with the hookers? And she's like, well, we'll go.
Oh, you missed the shot.
What?
Oh, right here, like the entire center of his face disappears.
Oh, yeah, it happened so quick. Yeah, that's the hard part. I mean, I could go back, but
look
yeah.
how recessed his nose looks. You can tell that's probably, I mean...
Oh, like there's a stunt face here?
Yeah, that doesn't look like a real face to me.
But that's also, he's pursing his lips outwards, which could create the illusion that your nose is smaller than it really is. See, look, James, I'm doing it right now. See?
Yeah, well, this was kind of a shocking moment where he's like,
yeah.
Bam.
This is what's left of his face. And he gets taken, and she's like, "Oh fuck, that's not the kind of explosion I'm used to from men." And the piano's gross now. It's all, and she's like, "Oh god, this fucking."
And she was the one who did it. She shot him with the little tiny.
Oh
gun.
yeah, that's right. She had the tiny little hooker gun, and the
Derringer, I think they call them.
I think you're right. You know why they're called that? Because you can put them in your garter.
Okay.
That was how George Washington used to carry his gun around. So then this guy walks out. He's like, all right, I'm still evil. I'm going to kill these people. Okay, now we're watching from back in the park.
And this guy's super stoked. He's like, my big speech is coming.
Yeah. He's like, this is going to be great. I wrote this. I stayed up all night working on this speech. So these two evil fucks are standing there, and he comes out. He's getting ready to talk, give his spiel. Boom!
Right through the neck.
Oh, we've got a blood fountain coming out of his neck. That's not the speech he wrote, and he's fucking shot. Someone got him. Bam! Ow! My glove. Who is it? It's Kevin James.
I was gonna say Fat Kevin Spacey.
Fat Kevin Spacey is a much more. I'm only referring to King of Queens because he's hotter. His wife is too hot for him.
Oh, okay.
And there she is. She's like, "Oh shit! I finally met my match."
If she got shot through the shoulder, though. You think that wouldn't really be enough?
Yeah, right. She's a monster. This chubby insurance salesman from Toledo is obviously too much for her to handle. But she's like, boing. So he goes, "I did it! I got him! Look at me! I did it, honey! I did it!" She's like, "I am so much hotter than you are, there, guy. You're tall. That's the only thing you got going for you." And then she's real proud of him, though. She's like, "Do it, honey, do it. You did it good." And so he murdered a couple of robots, and they're gonna have.
I won't get a picture.
Yeah. Let's get a picture. Let's go have vacation sex. I went on vacation once. We had sex on a cruise ship, but I was nauseous the whole time. All right, so this guy, and she's still freaking out about him. She's like, "Shit, this guy's dying. He's dying." Maybe some words were said, probably.
Yeah.
And they're talking, and this was funny. He goes, "Grab the hat." So he takes off his hat, puts it on. The wanted poster, Pablo Escaton, murderer, and this chick comes in, and she's dressed. So she's one of the workers. She's, what are we calling these people?
Yeah, I mean, is she the one that kissed the other automaton earlier
older
on?
Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
She said.
So she's coming in and finds them still grieving. So basically, they're just doing cleanup right now. This is the end of the day. They're shutting down the park.
Yeah.
And they're turning the off switches.
And the off switch is a secret code, which goes, "You will have a deep and dark slumber." And
something like that.
And then they go, and there you go. What if the off switch was just hitting him with a baseball bat really hard?
Well, she does have like the Popeye bicep sword.
these here.
Yeah.
Those are microwave popcorn things. You know those old foil? That's not even a thing anymore.
I don't know.
Where the foil blows up into the foil bubble of popcorn. I want to get that. It's got to still exist.
I'm sure it does.
Probably like the dollar store or something. All right. So they're watching. They're like, okay, well, we're cleaning up. The shit went weird, but the only thing that wasn't supposed to happen was the guy. The tourist wasn't supposed to jump in there and kill the dude.
I mean, they're free to do whatever they want to do. I mean, they're not holding it against them, but the guy was kind of disappointed. Because she was saying, maybe next time you'll get your speech out.
Yeah, right. Thank you. That's perfect. So then they're talking to her. They've got all the people here. This is the opening scene, because she's got the...
Yes.
As James described it earlier, she's bad at putting on makeup. That's her spot. Her lipstick.
But this is where they're questioning her. They're saying, do you ever question your reality?
Yeah.
Do you ever... Because they want to find out... They're experiencing all these technical glitches now, and her father, Abernathy, is glitched out, and saying, has he ever tried to infect you with these ideas before?
Right.
And she's saying, no.
No, yeah. But then she was being emotional. She's had a tough day, and then they're like, turn off the emotions.
Yeah.
And so she just goes dead-eyed, dead stare, And then they start questioning her. And This was weird, this whole way she was answering. I mean, she was just sort of robotic.
Yeah, and they even turn her accent off.
I'm so glad they that they used his knee to block his pee-pee.
No, they move it a little bit.
They do? Do we see it?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, wow. Well, we all know what James was looking at.
I was hoping not.
You know what? I'll say this. It's hard not to look at a dick when you see it on screen. You know what I mean? Like, because you don't see them. The only ones I ever see is mine. And then like, if it's in a movie, you go, oh, I can't not look at the fucking dick.
Yeah.
It's like a nipple. I can't not look at people's nipples.
I was thinking, like, when we were taking screenshots, we're going to have to block this stuff out, so I was hoping that they wouldn't. That's why I was...
Yeah. Oh, I understand. Don't worry. Believe me, you can look at a dick and be fine. Everybody's... It's like looking at someone's elbow. It's gross. All right, so then they're... where are they? Oh, yeah, these are the investigators back... This must be their house. The blue gloves, that's menacing, like in Firefly. Remember the bad guys had blue gloves? So they're looking at this picture, and they put it in evidence bag. They got a flashlight, and so they're back at the thing. It's so demeaning. Give them a hospital gown. Why do they make these people sit around naked? I know they're robots.
Really awkward shoot.
I know, with these actors. Like,
yeah.
But it's a big HBO show, so you're going to be like,
I mean, you do whatever the heck they tell you to for this kind of opportunity.
It's not fucking Stars.
No.
So there they are. They're Anthony Hopkins. So, but by the way, I want to point something out too. This whole getup that he's dressed as, he's kind of got these old timey Western wear, 1800s businessman model.
Getting into my conspiracy theory.
Okay, well, I'm very curious to hear it because you actually have great thoughts and ideas all the time, and that's a sincere compliment. But like, obviously, there's, and he designed a world that's a whole Western theme park. So obviously, there's a deep part of him that is in this, and this is very deliberate. No one would do this by accident, by the way. But this whole pocket watch in the breast pocket, or whatever you call these kidney pockets. I don't know what the fuck what organ it would be right there, James. Liver?
Probably your liver, yeah.
Spleen pocket. So anyway, that's just something I noticed. This would have been a better one. There he is. So yeah, the guy's still glitching out. His eyes are moving around, and there's Anthony. You know, he's all fucked up. His eyes are still pretty much not dilated. And what is he saying though? I don't remember.
He's stammering, trying to talk. I mean,
yeah, he's
questioning everything.
Yeah, it's some good acting though.
Yeah,
he's good acting. It's just a generic looking white man. I kind of figured that acting wouldn't be very good. I don't know why that was my thought.
So right there, he says, "Do you have access to your prior configuration?" He goes, yes, access that. And even when he accesses that, the trauma of the most current one bleeds into that.
Oh,
so
really?
He can't, so he can't isolate his prior configuration. It's like all his timelines are running together.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's like, load up iOS 9, and then, okay, I'll go back to
and then a function of 10 comes out.
Yeah, iOS 10 just came out.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying. They're all annoying when they're new.
Yeah, and this is the part where he's talking about his directives. What is your main directive? You know, to take care of my glorious wife.
Oh,
blah,
yeah.
Blah, blah. And what's your main drive? Oh, my daughter, I will protect her.
Yeah, my farm, my wife, my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm a cattle rancher and a wife rancher and a daughter rancher. And, yeah, but where does it bleed in, though? What does he say?
As soon as he talks about Dolores and protecting her, then he starts saying the things you people do to her, the things I must protect her from you. Because he knows from these loops that she goes through the same nightmare torment every single day.
Yeah.
And he's aware of it now.
Yeah, he knows that she's hot Bill Murray. And Anthony Hopkins is like, okay, what do you... I don't remember any of them. Sorry. And but he is kind of going into panic mode, like you're saying, and he starts freaking out about. So obviously, yeah, the emotions are sort of taking over, and then he tells him to go back and do his most recent one.
Yeah,
let's come back and load up iOS 10, and then he's back and he's like, this is where he says something really crazy. Though,
he goes completely violent, saying, "I will take out my wrath and my vengeance on you," and then he starts,
and that's the Shakespeare.
Yeah, Shakespearean line, and then they realize, wait a minute, this guy. Was he always Abernathy? And the programmer guy right here was saying, well, ever since I've been here for like the past 10 years, he was Abernathy. But before that, he was something else. And before that, he was like a stagehand or something. What was it? He was he was an actor of some sort. And called for him to... No, he was the cannibal.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like some bandit cannibal who's... quoted Shakespeare or something. It was had basically the general idea was he had a multitude of roles. They reused him a bunch of times, and his past selves are now emerging and coagulating into this new miasma of cyborg thing.
Great word, miasma, by the way. James drives a Kia miasma.
Yeah.
All right, so there they go. But then it gets kind of this like serial killer stoicness. And I will kill you, Anthony Hopkins, and your tech guy friend too. Anthony Hopkins not too worried about it, but he's one of those like powerful men, you know, like who's obviously got a lot of thoughts going on. He doesn't look like a stupid person. And but then he leans in, and then they all kind of get a little panicky. They move in. But yeah, we don't know the quote, but that's what he whispered to the girl's ear, right?
Well, what he whispered into the ear was something about like violence begets more violence, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Something along in that vein.
Yeah, that's coming up. I think we got some shots of that. Yeah, so there he is. This whole scene was kind of intense. We're doing more of a play-by-play, not so much of our reaction here, because parts of this show were underwhelming for me. There they go. So he's naked, he's creepy, he's intense, he's a robot, he's got all kinds of different software running. Back to her. Okay, good. I don't think I gotta blur that one out. And doing her thing. But did they know he whispered something? Because it cuts to this shot.
Yeah, they knew that. They asked her, what did he whisper into your ear? And she delivers the line, and they say, what does that mean to you? It doesn't mean anything to me, I don't think.
Right. So there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Which is similar to the photograph. It didn't look like anything to me. This is a denial stage.
Now, do you think she's deliberately lying?
I think she's okay. Because at this point, he reveals something that's very interesting about her. Who's he?
Who's he?
The Hemsworth guy.
Oh, this guy here, right there.
Yeah, that guy. He says, you guys may not know this, but she's practically new based on all the time she's been rebuilt. She's actually the oldest automaton in the park.
That's a huge reveal.
Yeah.
Major.
Which means that in terms of the loops, the amount of repressed memories inside her head is larger and more powerful than anyone else in the show.
Yeah, and that also is why they showed that scene of Anthony Hopkins down in the 83 with the old crusty man, because he said he was the second oldest. So if she, this cute, hot, blonde girl, is the oldest, and then they decided, well, enough with the... Of course, I mean, if you're going to make a robot, the first thing you're going to make is a hot blonde chick. And then you're going to be like, well, now we need an old crusty man. we need a pedophile, a pervert.
Do you think maybe this was modeled after Anthony Hopkins' daughter?
There's always that. That's a show like this has to, like, that's kind of my theory about maybe the one chick's a lesbian and it was like her girlfriend or whatever. I know that's a side story, but probably.
Yeah, what makes her so important to him?
Yeah. Because nobody builds a robot that's not a psychomaniac trying to regain something they lost. Only, Pinocchio, the guy wanted a boy. Okay.
It was Geppetto that wanted the boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So then, there was this part. I think I made a mistake earlier because I said they were going to deactivate, but that was actually this guy. They said we can't deactivate, and then they're like, no, he's fucking crazy. We gotta do it.
And they've got like the new version of Google Glass on.
Where?
If you go back one.
Oh, these things. That's cool. Yeah, these are Google Glass. I tried out a Google Glass once. It was stupid. You felt immediately you felt like your life just got worse. You're just like you're cross-eyed looking up into the corner of your eye trying to figure out where the fucking taco truck is. It's like, I'm not doing this. This is ridiculous. It died the death it deserved.
So like every trip to the dentist ever.
Yeah. Except it's not consensual and James has to fight off his dentist. Yet he still goes back. So they drill into his face and you hear crunchy and you see a little like I could have drilled off that little fucking corpuscle, whatever the fuck that's called. And then back to the girl and she's looking all intense and kind of crazy and whatever. And so boom, boom, boom. They say some shit. I think they had a cute moment there. I'm not really sure. James, please jump in. She smiles back into the Groundhog Day. Another loop is beginning. Another day at the park. This is what life must be like for like the Disney World workers.
Oh yeah,
I've known people who've done that kind of work where they dress up like a princess and they say it's crazy. Everybody wants to have sex with each other too. It's just like a restaurant. And then there they go. They're running her. She runs out. She's going out. And what's the reveal here? Hey, there will be mustache.
Yes. Earlier I said to burn someone's face into your memory. To me, that looked like the bartender. It looks like they repurposed the bartender to be her father.
Yeah. I think that's what they did. Yeah, so here, look, let's do it real quick. That's the one, that's the shot James wanted you to burn, and there, yeah, that's him, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine that being anyone else.
well, the only thing that's different is this one has a pipe. No, I know, it's not a... So there you go. And she's like, oh, just another day. Has no idea she has a new dad. Boy, these robots are easy to trick. I'm naked in front of mine most of the time. And there it is, and he's like, okay, they brought him down into the subterranean layer where they keep him. Do you think they have 82 levels of stored robot
they
bodies?
Must, yeah. This is a cold storage, as they called it. Yeah.
Gee, nobody thought that might turn into trouble when these armies of angry robots wake up. Duh!
Yeah, and he has to stand next to the milkman, which is unpleasant.
Wait, who's the milkman?
Go back a couple.
Oh.
Go back. Back. Right there.
Oh, yeah, the milkman. Yeah, and he has no holes. They must have patched him up. They must have used one of those patches. So the guy, but he's looking real sad. He like whispers a command to him, and then he like walks. But he's looking like he's not cleansed. He's not dead.
Yeah,
like there's still some emotional turmoil. Oh fuck.
Yeah, this is gonna be the fun one.
Oh boy, we got some trouble going on here, huh? We got some of these. Whoo boy. But boy. Talk about getting hired in Hollywood. Jesus Christ. Another train ride, the handsome guy, but now he's touching himself.
Yeah, because he got shot there, remember?
But he got shot here. He got shot on the other side.
It seems like...
But it does...
I felt like he was remembering something. He doesn't quite know what he remembered, but he's coming back.
Yeah, like you have this phantom thing in your chat, and you're oh, what the fuck? Because, James, I don't know how old you are, but as I get older, I just start feeling random pain all the time, everywhere. And I'm talking emotionally. So, all right, let's move it on. So, another day is starting. We're almost at the end here, guys. Stick with us. This is the scalp that I've talked about. This... Okay, first it looks like some sort of Inca design.
It's like a man doing jumping jacks in the middle.
Yeah, there's a little guy in there. Or it's like the maze on a menu for the kid at some diner.
Some morbid diner.
Yeah, so this, by the way, or it's the world's weirdest yarmulke. Boy, but obviously there's some shit contained inside. This is Ed Harris. So we find out why Ed Harris was attacking that dude earlier on the cliff, because that's Ed Harris right there.
He just wants some hair.
He is bald. He's a bald fella, and gets on his horse, rides off. We see the scalp. He placed it for optimal camera visibility, or he needs to dry it out in the sun so it's easier to chew. And there it goes. There's either data, meaning like there's like a memory in that, like a real computer data, or it's like a map of the actual thing means something. Like it's sort of like a circuit board almost,
right?
Perhaps. So he rides off, and she is on the porch with her new dad, and she has no clue. Shit's fucking crazy, but a fly lands on her neck. We've seen this before. We know she's not going to respond to the fly because these things don't have the ability. They're just not meant to sense flies, except...
Right. And they say all these times before is like they're incapable of hurting anything. They couldn't even hurt a fly. And I think the whole time the fly's been symbolic of reminding us that these are not real people. These are not people who can feel, who can react, who have a sense of self. Yeah, and that kills my theory that the flies are a virus delivery systems. and this moment tells us that she's been lying. She's been playing them the whole time. And this is probably the prime directive of the automatons is do no harm unto people. Like the Isaac Asimov's rules of robotics.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're going to find some way so that they can harm newcomers, so that they can fight back, they can gain self-awareness, they can defeat the loop, they can, overcome their programming.
Yes. I only quibble that I don't know if it's clear she's been lying the whole time, but I think it's possible that she's realized something. I think it's one of those two explanations. First, the why now does she sense the fly and do something about it? Because there's no benefit to killing it right now.
No.
Like, meaning there'd be no, like, she'd be better off maintaining her cover even though there's nobody around or whatever. So, but you kill the fly because it's being obnoxious. I wish I was fast enough to kill a fly in my neck. I've tried, and I just end up bruising my neck, and the fly's alive. So who wins? The fly. And it's Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all right. Let's do kind of a wrap-up response. We have a bunch of theories. This is a really long video. We try to keep these under 45 minutes. But, hey, if you're already with us, you're still with us. So let's talk about the show. Did you enjoy this episode, and are you excited about what's to come?
I am excited about what's to come. I just don't think that, based on what the story is and where it could possibly go, I don't think that there's going to be a lot of meat on the bone for, say, multiple seasons. I can see this being 1 or 2 seasons at most. I don't see a longevity to it.
Really? Let me pop that bubble for you real quick. Okay, my friend, the West as an environment ain't the only place you could make a tabletop world out of. They could take this to the medieval ages. They could go to space. They could go underground and be like Aquaman, fucking seahorses. They could take this into urban worlds, Gotham City. They could. I mean, this is infinite. They have the only limit is your imagination.
Right, but clearly this storyline it's the Michael Crichton Jurassic Park thing.
And it's called Westworld.
Yes. So yeah, so it's gonna be okay. These things are not people. They gain sentience. Or whatever, how you pronounce that.
Yeah.
And they rebel, and then the creators have to come in and try to squash the rebellion, and one side will win. And that's the only way it can go.
That's kind of how all stories go. Two parties with opposing interests have some sort of conflict, and eventually one of them. But I hear you. I think there's probably plenty of room. I think the limiting factor as to whether or not there's enough meat on the bones is execution. I think if they can keep us giving a shit about the characters, if we care that she's got to figure out what's going on, the fact that they made her the original and the oldest made me way more interested in her as a character, because otherwise it's just another attractive girl in a movie. Who gives a shit? I'm not, you know what I mean? It's like you got to have depth. There's got to be sort of mysterious things. So yeah, we're looking at expanding story with the thing that's going to get crazy though is when these hosts, automatons, as you and I have taken to calling them, there's going to be violence and there's going to be conflict in the West world, but then the ones in the storages are going to wake up and stuff. So there's also going to be action sequences and dramatic moments in the office park, and then maybe they escape and we pull back another layer and find out that they're in some sort of, garbage planet world, or they're on a generation ship. Maybe they're not even on a planet. Maybe this is just a psychology to keep people engaged or something. I'm making shit up.
And then you find out that this was the plan all along with the introduction of these reveries. The reveries was a way it was a catalyst to wake them up, to start this process of self-awareness. And then we eventually find the reason that Dr. Ford did this is because Dr. Ford himself is a host.
Well, yeah, it could be. I mean, that's a possible way. I mean, that perhaps it's this like increasing fractal complication geometry of layers and layers of simulated host worlds, or it's like the birthing story of the humanity is the gods, but they're just getting it right, and over time they develop sentience and they learn how to control them, but they have to learn how to tackle these problems. So it's a pretty good office workspace comedy, is what It's
a rom-com.
It's a rom-com. It's a milk-com.
Yeah.
So, but this episode specifically for a pilot, great, intriguing. I actually didn't even know it was a Michael Crichton property, so that doesn't surprise me. But some of the things I was just like, what's like? I think they could have done a little better world building with the kind of like tourists. They could have like followed a family around a little more, or maybe gone through like the opening. Maybe there's like a gift shop, or maybe like here's the orientation to the park. I mean, that would have been almost a little too on the nose. Yeah. Everything was already kind of on the nose.
Can you imagine like that little kid when she's painting it? Can you sign my Dolores bobblehead?
He's got a Dolores bobblehead. Yeah. He's got a big jug of milk. Yeah. Can I want to drink some of this murder milk? And he pours it on her head, even though he's really short. So overall though, honestly, the hype machine for the show, even though I went out of my way to avoid seeing stuff, I'm on Twitter a lot, at Hank_Thompson, at Suckprofessor, if anybody wants to follow me. Links are in the description. You can't not see people chatting about it, so you get some little things revealed. But so I was sort of expecting this to be, and the early reviews seem to be pretty good. Like, and actually, since it's only been a day, since it just came out today, everything is like, I mean, I've already looked at Twitter. People seem to be really liking it. It has not disappointed, but I was slightly disappointed, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's more that the expectations got a little bit out of whack. I see a ton of potential. I'm really excited. I hope that the storytelling gets a little tighter. I find the Ed Harris character, we have our theories. Maybe there's more theories, by the way. Have you gotten through all your theories?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. But I find him a little bland. He's kind of a one-dimensional, just sort of a menacing guy who can't be hurt, So I'm assuming that he's got some connection to Ford. I didn't know Anthony Hopkins was in it. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a surprise for me.
Yep, that was great. And so Anyway, anything else you want to add?
No, that's pretty much it. I think it was a good launching pad for what could be a good show.
All right, real quick, prediction for what's up with this girl.
I think she's going to be leading the rebellion. I think she's going to be the one that starts all the chaos in motion. The fact that we know that she's the oldest one gives her like this sinister undertone to me. I look at her and I think I don't trust her. I think that everything that she does is a lie. I think
what?
I really think there's a lot going on under the surface that she's holding down. I mean, when she looked at the photograph, it doesn't mean anything to me. Such a deliberate, you know, if it meant anything to anyone, it would mean something to her because she's the oldest one.
Yeah.
So I think that she knows, she's self-aware enough to know that if she makes it known that she's self-aware, that they will catch on to that and shut her down. So I think she's the general of an army that's going to be leading the automatons against the creators, but she's trying to stay under the radar at this point.
Okay, fair. I don't agree that... I don't think... I get you, because I'm not going to try to crap on your point, but my feeling is that she's awakening now. Yeah. I don't think she's as deceptive as you're saying, but that's a fair... I don't have a good argument for why I feel that way. I just thought how my read is.
Well, her reactions to Teddy being killed seems genuine. So I think that you're right in a sense. I think there's part of her that's still driven by programming, but I think that she does have an awareness that she's not being completely honest about.
All right, yeah, but they're the underdogs though. Like they're the ones that are. Are we supposed to root for the humans that are making out with the robots while their bosses aren't looking, or are we supposed to root for these victims that have been brought into existence by these overlords who stand around a table and wield power over their lives by writing scripts, kind of like I do for this cartoon show that we do. You know what I mean? But who are you rooting for though? You make it seem like that's. Let's say everything you said is true about her. Good. She's the boss. Then fucking fight. Be our leader, Joan of Snark. What's a computer term for Ark? Joan of Mac. So there they go. I don't know. I like your theory though. I am intrigued enough to want to find out that you know, I'm right and James is wrong.
I just want to see the scene where she pulls her own face off and starts shooting lasers out of her eyes.
She turns into the T-1000.
Yeah.
So awesome. Cool. Well, hey, James, thanks for talking with us. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. It's long. We're going to try to keep these not as long. People loved our Game of Thrones Season 6 stuff, so we want to do more of these shows. They're hard to make. They take a lot of time. We got to schedule. It's a pain in the ass. But anyway, whatever. I shouldn't be complaining. Check it out. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, and we'll see you guys next week for another edition of Talking Shows with James and Hank. Bye. Bye, James.
Goodbye.
All right. Now I got to animate that whole thing.